because we all have the same goal. We're one company. It's to safely commence commercial mining and processing operations in 2011 with annual production rates of 20,000 ounces of gold or gold equivalent ounces, and validate qualified resources at least measured and indicated, and reserves of 3.25 million ounces of gold equivalent for 2013. That's our total goal. My biggest part of it, obviously, is the production, achieving the 20,000 ounces of gold equivalent. We are definitely serious about putting this place in operation. Anyone that questioned that, anyone that was not serious would not be doing what we're doing. We're putting a team together. Myself being autonomous, we talked about me already. Any of you that went on the tour met Ed, Dr. Tillman this morning at the Merrill Crowe. He's our process manager. We have Randy Harris that we just hired. He just started Monday. He's our director of safety. So our goal, the first word, is safe. And we plan on producing safely. We're not here to hurt people or the environment. Randy had worked for me in another operation. He's extremely good. He was actually a state mine inspector for the state of Nevada for over 5 years as well. Started here as deputy sheriff in this community. So he's gone full circle. He was raised in Silver City. He and his wife both. Steve Armstrong, he was probably up at the Merrill Crowe when you were up there earlier. He worked here prior and had moved on to some other operations. But he has a lot of experience in the mine operations and supervision. He knows Merrill Crowe really well on heap leaching, so I stole him that. Rand Ruder, he's our safety manager. He's going to actually transition. Speaking of the devil, there he is. He's going to be transitioning into the operating side. That's where his expertise is and where he likes to be. So, we like to put people where their expertise is and where they want to be. If we do that, people are much more effective at what they do. Tomorrow's Thursday. I'm interviewing a senior mining engineer. So him from another company if it all works out. I've interviewed quite a few people already over the phone. I do that on telephone. First, I go through a headhunter, or recruiter, but they do the initial weeding down, and then I get so many names. I'll do telephone interviews with them, weed them down to a few, and then bring them to the site. This individual has over 20 years of mine engineering and mine planning, and definitely need to get the mine plan hammered up quickly so he can decide exactly what equipment we're going to mine and get this close to production. Saturday, I've got a junior mining engineer coming in for an interview from another company for the other position. I've got 2 positions to fill. My mine engineer or something.
So what are they actually doing? So your job is what to those folks?
Okay, they actually do the mine plan. I mean, the plan of which bench you're going to mine, what the sequencing of it all,
okay, so
scheduling of the loaders, the trucks, and all that.
So that starter pit that we were looking at, they're going to look at it, and they're going to take the information that you guys have and plot out how you're going to go about it.
Exactly. Yeah, they do. The senior engineer usually does the weekly to monthly planning, and the junior will do the day-to-day or by shift and get with the people. So, okay, this is the area I want you to mine today, and blah blah blah. Working with the blasting crews, the drilling crews.
Are those people all full-time and are they on-site?
They're all full-time and on-site, yes. So we're really getting ready to start. You saw a similar map to this earlier today. This one just shows as the circles for the various resource areas that we call them, Dayton area, but this is where we're going to be mining. The part I'm going to be talking about today is this right here. That's the process area where you went and actually saw the news that went on tour. You saw the heap leach pad in Merrill Crowe. That gives you a relation to where you are. And this lists the permits that we have. I mean, we actually could start up as soon as we get our air quality permit in August legally. I mean, we'd have all our permits, we could go. One thing we have done is made some modifications that we were able to do because of the timing situation. One was the the air quality permit and the water pollution control permit were not completely in sync. And so we've modified them so they are. And the mercury permit we should have maybe today, at least, huh? Within a couple of days we'll have it. And that's because any new mine now has, or any mine has to have a mercury permit now. And it's not because we're using mercury, it's because you will get mercury out of your water. But we're very, very low in mercury at this mine. It'd be very rare for us to fill a 78-pound flask in 1 year. And to give you an idea how that relates to other companies or other mines, if you go towards Elko on the Carlin trend, there's some that can fill 1 or 2 of those a day. So it's...
What determines how much mercury is?
Mother Nature.
So it's the type of ore.
Yeah, Mother Nature put it there. Not, you know, there is mercury around this area from the old stamp mill days when they used it for amalgamating. That's not in our ore. I mean, the ore's never been mined, so you know, it's whatever Mother Nature put there, really. I mean, the Carlin trend has a lot higher mercury content than we do. Modified water pollution control permit. We actually hand-delivered that modification last Thursday. The idea, we went for a minor permit modification. Raises this to 1 million tons a year from 720,000. At 20,000 ounces gold equivalent, you see, that's based on 720,000 ounces of ore per year. We're already going to 1 million. We haven't even started it. And the only reason I can go more than 1 million is if I go over 1 million with the water pollution control permit, that puts us in another classification, which changes it from a minor modification to a major. Minor mod, I can get 90 days or less. Major is about a year. So I don't want to do that. The permitting official that we spoke with and met with has some other permits ahead of us, but when he gets to ours, he said it should take him less than 30 days. So we'd had pre-discussions with him, so he knew what he was getting ahead of time. And that's the big thing about that. You build a relationship with the people and you work with them. Keep that relationship going.
That's the way we do the permitting. We go in and we meet with the regulators. We go in with the draft. We go over that draft. You know, tune it up, and then when we submit it, it's right. Because there's a lot of idiosyncrasies that have to go into these permits. But the air permit was a volume, you know, it was about 3.5 inches thick. Okay, so these are large documents. A lot of modeling, a lot of
maps, all kinds of
and so you want to get as precise as you can when you turn it in, because if it's not complete, they'll give it back to you. So we have advanced meetings. So
yeah, and when they give it back to you, and you redo it and give it back to them, the clock starts again.
So the moment you're going to get your air quality, your water pollution control, 1 million, you're going to apply for a major modification.
That's right.
To go out.
That's right.
Which will take about a year to get them, right then you're going to do it up production.
Right. But the next step, we're probably going to apply for about 2 million. That's what we're talking. We'll get that all worked out ahead of time.
It's above the million.
Huh?
It's above the million. You leapfrog.
Oh, yeah,
2 million beyond 1 million.
But that's what we're going to do, is apply for an extended or a new water pollution control modification in an area of about 2 million.
Is it worth going higher than 2 million?
You want to be somewhat realistic for what we've got. I mean, if you go too high and you don't use it, then you've lost faith with the regulators that are giving you those permits. You don't want to go shoot to the moon and only try to get treetop level in actuality. If you do that, next time you come with a permit, they're going to say the heck with you. They're not. They work with us because we're honest. You know, this is where we think.
But then, so 1 million would be about 25,000 ounces.
25 to 30.
2 million would be about 60,000 ounces.
In the starter pit.
You want to go up to 200,000 ounces in a few years, so you need to triple that.
We've got some other areas. That's just for the starter line. I mean, you got to look. I showed you one area that we're mining along the highway.
How long does it take you then to get from 1 million to from 2 million to, let's say, 3 million? It's again a 1 year process, or?
I mean, permit-wise or physically built? Permit-wise, it's a year.
It's still a year.
But then, like I said, the air